Hey, everybody.
Welcome back to our podcast where we agree
To disagree.
on a lot of different things. And today we will be agreeing to disagree on a lot of different things because our topic today is hot topics. We've got a few of them, and I've looked at them. Just by looking at them, I know that we're going to disagree on probably most of them. So we're each going to read a topic and give our take on it. So you want to start us off with the first one?
You can. Because this is a topic I know you love.
Number one, PDA. I have never been a PDA guy. I don't like seeing it. I don't like doing it or making other people see it. What?
Doing it?
I just don't. I don't know. I'm just not a.
Yeah, this is where Jonah.
And it's always bugged you because Mykayla's a huge PDA person.
Not a huge PDA. I
Yes,
don't mind kissing in
huge.
public.
But you want to kiss me more in public than.
Because it's cute. I want to show you off that you're mine.
I feel like people already know that I'm yours
Well,
without you having to do
still
anything.
cute.
I don't know, but also some people take it too far.
Yeah, I definitely
So that's
can
a
agree
question.
with
How
that.
much is too much?
Well, I just remember in high school when, the kids would be, up against the lockers or, making out in the hallway before the bell rings. And I'm just like, okay, this is unnecessary. You're in high school. You don't need to act like this. But I think, a little kiss or holding hands.
I think
cuddling.
holding hands is fine. Nothing wrong with that. Cuddling is fine. I just don't like kissing in public.
Jonas doesn't even like a little.
I'll do that sometimes.
No, barely. And then you go, look like a Sour Patch Kid.
No, I don't.
Yeah, you do.
Well, sometimes I don't want your makeup on my face.
My makeup's not going to get on your face.
It does sometimes.
Maybe if I have lip gloss
Yeah,
on.
when you've got lip gloss and it's real sticky.
Yeah, but I don't
And so
always
you
have
ask,
lip gloss
so you ask
on.
for a kiss, and I try and use the least surface area as possible,
Eh.
so I don't,
Yeah,
get it
see,
all
you
over.
make that face.
I know. So we really. Final question is: do we ever do PDA?
Not really.
It's a struggle because you try to, and I try not to. So
It's never a win-win
it's
situation.
it's a lose-lose because Mykayla's never happy. It's never enough. And then for me, I'm totally fine holding hands. We do that all the time.
Mm-hmm.
I don't put my arm around you in public. Although sometimes you want me to do that when it's like in church. This is my least favorite. This isn't even really PDA. This is just kind of annoying. Sometimes I'll be settting there, with my hands on my knees like this, and you want to hold my hand so bad you grab my arm and my head falls, or I'll just be sitting comfortably and you're clawing at me because you want to hold on to
I
me.
want to lay down on you.
I know, but
You're
sometimes
like
it's
a
not
big
always.
teddy bear.
I know, but sometimes it's not always the most comfortable.
Well, a happy wife, a happy life.
I guess so. Anything else you want to say about PDA?
No.
Clearly, we disagree on PDA. Next one.
Girls' nights.
Girls' nights. What are your thoughts?
Well, I think girls' nights are really fun, although I never really did many girls' nights. I mean, obviously with gymnastics and stuff, I would be super busy and didn't always have time besides on the weekends. And I don't know if you'd really call it a girls' night, but just a sleepover with your friend. And then I feel like kind of once I got older and now that we live in Utah and all of our friends are here, we'll definitely have girl nights and I'll spend time with my friends. Jonas, on the other hand, though.
Okay, that's later. Guys' nights is later.
I don't care.
No. We have to finish this first.
No.
Yes.
No.
Well, let me say my thing about girls' nights. I think they're great. You don't really do it that much. Or
yeah,
ever.
because I'd rather spend time with you, but I think it is important to have a girls' night and have some time to be with your friends and enjoy yourself and get dressed up and go to dinner or whatever you're doing.
You should do it more often.
I know, but sometimes I'm I just want to be in my own bed too. I mean, not saying we have to have a sleepover, but I like to be in my own bed. I like to be home at a certain time. I don't like being out super late because then I'm just tired and I have to take my makeup off. do my face routine, you know.
I like girls' nights because it's the only time ever where I can hang out with my friends without you gaslighting me. Yeah, admit it. Because
Okay, but
if
the
no, wait,
issue
wait,
is
wait, wait,
you hang out with
wait.
your friends way too
Okay,
much.
but hold on, but hold
He goes
on.
on bro trips like 4 or 5 times a year,
When was the last time I had a
maybe
bros
more.
trip?
You're going on
You
one
can't
soon.
even. When?
I don't care. You went to New York. Now you're going to St.
Okay, I
George.
went to New York in August, and I'm going to St. George in
Yeah, but I'm
March.
saying you still go on 4 or 5 a year. Not saying you go on
That's
one
two a
every
year.
week.
I go twice
No,
a year.
no, it's more than
And
that.
St. George isn't
And
even
he has
the.
his bros over all the time playing video games.
Okay, wait, hold on.
No, you want to know what
Bros
was funny
nights. Bros
though?
nights is the next one. Let me finish.
Okay.
Okay, wait, what was funny? I want to hear it now, though.
It's funny because Jonas was so used to like having so many friends. Like, I'm just a homebody, so I'd rather be at home than like hang out with friends constantly. Like, I like seeing my friends and hanging out with them from time to time, but I'm just like, I'd rather be at home, be with my husband, have that quality time with him, especially when I was like doing gymnastics and I was training all the time. I was like, the last thing I want to do is go hang out with friends. Anyway, Jonas is a really big bros dude where he has to hang out with his bros all the time like he's still in high school, and it's super frustrating because I'm like, every other girl gets to go do stuff with their husbands and mine's off with his friends going on vacations while I'm like sitting here training and suffering. And I'm like, well, at least you get to
Hold
have
on.
fun.
When we lived in Arizona, I had 0 friends in
I don't care,
Arizona.
you still had your bro time. Okay, don't
When?
listen to him.
When?
Don't listen.
Who would I hang out with?
Anyway, my point is, we come to Utah,
Okay.
and he never had to worry about me like being out. Didn't have to stress or nothing. He just got to go have fun whenever he wanted to. So we moved to Utah, and then me and Chloe start hanging out all the time. And then Jonas would get annoyed and be like, "Stop hanging out with Chloe. You're hanging out with Chloe too much. You need to be home."
Well,
You'd get so annoyed that I'd be hanging with
because
Chloe and not you.
no, because sometimes I would want to do things. I only hang out with my friends on the weekends, and it's like one day, like maybe once a month. We'll have a
Well, you
bros
should have been
night.
excited for me.
But you and Chloe would hang out every single day, and it would just kind of get on my nerves because sometimes it would not even be like hanging out. Sometimes we'd have to do things like, hey, we have to do this or like go here, or like we need to go shopping, like get groceries. And you're like, oh, I'm hanging out with Chloe. I can't get groceries. You get groceries, like stuff like that.
Well,
That was because you guys were hanging out every single
it's
day.
payback for all the
'Cause
time you
that's
did it
not
to me.
payback.
Yes, it is. I finally was done with the Olympics, and I was like, wow, this is what it's like to have friends and hang out all the time. And you couldn't
I know,
handle
but
it, but I have
I
to
don't
sit
do
here
that.
and
I
handle it
can't.
all the
I
time.
wouldn't be able to stand my friends if I hung out with them every single day like that.
Well,
Because admit, you guys hung out every day, all day, nonstop.
I wouldn't say every day.
I would say.
I
every
mean, a
day.
lot when her mom was helping with the house.
Okay, well, going back to girls' nights though, it's the one time where I can hang out with my friends without you gaslighting me, because any other scenario, if you're out of town, then you get mad at me. You're like, how come I have to be out if usually you're out of town for like a meet or something or a camp
Yeah,
or a
because every
clinic?
time I'm gone, he
And you're
doesn't want to
like,
go with me because he's like, oh, I have work and I have things to do. And then
I
he's
do
just
have
sitting here
work.
playing video games.
I don't have
with his
work on
friends.
Saturday,
I
but it
don't
doesn't
care.
make sense for me to fly out Saturday, Sunday if you're going to be gone Thursday to Monday.
No, I'm just saying, maybe you should sit
Anyways,
at home by yourself like I do sometimes when you're gone.
that's terrible.
Well,
I do that a lot though. I actually enjoy it. A lot of times, every time you're gone for a weekend, and we can go back the last few weeks because you've been gone a lot this year so far. Every time you've been gone, I'll spend one day all by myself. It's really nice. I'll like get some stuff done. It's actually really nice because I can be working here at home at 8 or 9 o'clock, and you're not like, why are you working? All right, I can just work and just read a book or do some stuff. And then the next day, usually Saturday, that's when I'll hang out with friends. So I get a good balance. But if you're here
it's
and I
kinda
hang out with
sounding like we
friends,
should just be apart. I'm just kidding.
I'm just saying we just need a schedule. If we scheduled, you have girls' nights and I have guys' nights, then we schedule our own date nights, because that's something that we've talked about, but we haven't really done.
I don't know. If you talk to most girls, all my friends, it's always like, let's hang out, let's see each other. And then we never do because we'd rather just be at home with our husbands. But the husbands always want to be out with friends.
That actually is true because you've had a lot of friends where you talk to them, you're like, oh, we need to do something. Or you'll even be like, we should do a double date, and then it just never happens.
Never happens.
And I don't know if it's necessarily because you guys want to be with your husbands. I feel like just sometimes for girls, it's more fun talking about doing things than actually doing them.
Because we like to talk a lot.
I don't know, that's part of it. But it's also because, like, with guys, like, we don't really need a lot to have a really good time. Like, for my friends, a really good time requires zero planning, and it's just we'll go get sushi and then we'll have a game night. We'll play Smash Bros. Or watch basketball or the fight night. You know, like if there's some sporting event and we've got video games and we go get food, like that's a great time.
And I'm always
But
chugging along with all the guys
well,
and Jonas.
I know and we like having you
Yeah,
along.
but it's because you always do it super late at night. So it's like I'm not going to go drive to a friend's house late at night.
Well, that's why it's worked out when you've had friends come over at the same time. Like sometimes Alexa
Yeah, but
comes
then
to
they
hang out.
get annoyed. It's like boring.
That's what I'm saying is that I feel like you and your friends, or just maybe just girls in general, there's not a whole lot you can. I feel like when you guys hang out, you need to like go shopping or have like a date planned and like dress up and like go to some fancy dinner or banquet or event or something. I feel like it's harder for
Which
girls
I
to just
do.
hang out. Yeah, you do it a
Which
lot.
I do.
Yeah, I know you do it a lot. I'm just saying it's probably just easier. I don't know. What do you do at girl? If you do have a girls' night, what do you do? If it's not like a banquet or something, because you guys do that a lot, like events.
Well, it's hard because I don't really like have necessarily a girls' night. It might be like a girls' day or a girls' brunch. But like Chloe and I would still have sleepovers sometimes. Like we'd just go to her mom's house, even though like we're married, and like Scotty would just sleep at home and you would just sleep at home, and then Chloe and I would just spend the night at her mom's and have a little sleepover, just like old times. It's like really fun. You're like feel like a kid again. I'm like, oh, this is so fun. I miss having sleepovers because once you get married, you just don't really have those anymore. So I think it's really important to, I mean, I guess not to have a sleepover, but at least a girls' night. And even like Chloe and I, we play this game called Pollyanna. So her family plays it, and it's really, really fun. It's a really, really old
It's probably
game.
the worst board game of all time.
Yeah, because when you first played it, you lost.
I promise that has nothing to do with it, and I don't even think I lost
It's fine.
anyways.
You guys should get it. It's
It
called
is
Pollyanna.
so
It's kind of
boring.
like Sorry,
You're
but
gonna.
way better, and you're on teams. Anyway, not going to explain the whole game,
It's terrible.
but you can only get it on like eBay and stuff. You have to like buy it, and it's kind of
It is
expensive. But
terrible.
no, it's really fun. So anyway, when I go to Chloe's house, their whole family will play it, and we'll sit there and like, I don't know, it's really fun. You guys should definitely try it. It's a really good game. Jonas doesn't like it, but you don't have to listen to him because his opinion doesn't matter right now. But
Well, hey, we will agree to disagree on that.
anyway, so we'll do like games or movie or just hang out and chat and just talk about things that our husbands don't want to listen to, which is really nice.
You know what? That's one thing that I feel like you and your friends are really good at is having a good time just talking. Especially because
You don't like to listen.
Yeah, well, I don't know, it's just like the drama and stuff that builds up or like complaints that I don't want to hear. And you finally get with someone that does want to hear and you guys just talk forever.
Well, I think we've hit it enough on girls' nights.
All right, bros nights. How often do you think guys should have a guys night?
Never.
Oh, okay, that's unrealistic. Realistically, I think once a month is fine because I don't hang out with
I
friends.
was actually going to say once a month, but then you were still talking, so I waited.
What?
I should have just been like once a month.
You
We
should
could have
have.
said it at like the same time.
Because I don't really hang out with friends outside of that. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know. Maybe now that I've
Yeah,
picked up
you do.
snowboarding, I'll go snowboarding. I'll go night boarding here and there. Or like I'll spend like Saturday, I'm going with Ben, Chance, and Dio. But I don't really hang out with friends unless it's a big group usually. And so I think once a month to get a good group of guys together, I think that's plenty.
Well, I really liked how we been doing our date nights with Kyle and
Oh yeah, that's been fun.
Sarah and
Micah and
all
Elle.
that. Yeah, all of them. And those are like double dates, so it's not bros or
triple
girls
date.
nights. Yeah. So anyway, it's been really fun.
That's true.
I've been liking those.
That's
kind of
probably,
do once a month.
yeah, we do those once a month. That's probably more fun for you than the bros night tagging along.
Yeah, but then it's really fun for you.
Yeah, that's true. So that actually is the best of both worlds because we have two couple friends that are awesome, and the girls all get along, and us guys all get along, and so we usually go out to dinner in Salt Lake. It works out because we're like an hour south of Salt Lake, and then Kyle and Sarah are like 30, 45 minutes north of Salt Lake, and then Mike and Ella live in Salt Lake, and so we all just meet in Salt Lake, go out to dinner. So that's fun.
Good time.
It was a good time. But yeah, I think guys' nights once a month is good.
Yeah, but when did you start having bros nights? When did you start? Was that like in high school or more of like you guys all kind of get back from your missions and college?
I mean, high school was definitely more of like a casual, like we wouldn't plan stuff really. High school it was always like all the time, hey, if you get home from school and you finish your homework and you don't have practice, if I was doing sports at the time, or you don't have work, just, hey, who's doing anything? And we just kind of meet up and do stuff. And same thing with weekends, because most of us would work in high school. So if you weren't doing anything, we'd just get together or I don't know, we'd go to parties or something. But it's definitely more of a college thing. And it kind of started when I started college because a lot of guys that were missionaries with me went to my same college. And so, which was pretty cool because we all met in Florida or Mexico when I was in Mexico. And then we met back up in Utah. And so then that was kind of more of and then it's easier when you have roommates. But now most of us, we're all done with college. We've kind of moved apart. A lot of my best friends don't even live here anymore, which is kind of sad. But those that are here, we make an effort to, hey, let's all get together. And our house just happens to be a good central location.
Yeah,
so
it always gets messy. I'll clean the house
and then clean it up after, though. I do a really good job.
No, you don't. Do you see the pillows over there? They're not done right.
Okay, that's different from being clean. That's just the way that you do pillows. Clean. You're karate chopped.
You don't even have them karate chopped and you have them in the wrong spot.
I probably forget. Okay, anything else about guys' nights? What?
Why are you so smiley?
Well, I'm just wondering.
I don't think so. I don't know. I think you pretty much... I don't know. Do you think it's important to have a guys' night?
I think so. And last question would be, after being with me for a significant amount of time, do you ever feel like you need a girls' night?
No.
Well, that's nice of you.
What about you?
I would agree.
I thought so. Whatever.
I said I agree.
Oh. Wait, what?
Yeah, I agree with you.
You don't need a bros night? What?
Maybe
yes,
once.
You do.
Okay, maybe every once in a while.
Don't.
Well, I just didn't want to disagree on that because that was really nice of you.
Okay, well. This podcast is brought to you by Oathcare, a new model of healthcare rooted in community to improve the health of all families.
Oathcare provides complete support for mothers experiencing the fertility, pregnancy, and pediatric journey. Oath gives you direct access to maternal and child health specialists paired with a support system of fellow mothers. Oath matches you with your own care team, a stage-based specialist, mental health therapist, and trained parent guide to answer any and all questions 7 days a week, all within one chat. Oath has ancillary care specialists such as sleep and lactation consultants, pelvic floor therapists, and specialists in nutrition, exercise, speech, and early childhood development that are tagged into your chat to specifically answer your questions, and they host weekly calls so that you can receive medical expertise that is paired with wisdom from the other Oath members on the call. Additionally, they have 4 stage-based communities as the initial way for moms to connect in the Oath app outside of their intimate Oath Care team chat.
Join Oathcare for a stress-free community to connect with fellow parents, moderated by the experts of Credible Support and Solutions. We provide judgment-free support and personalized guidance for motherhood. Expert-moderated communities provide built-in and humanized fact-checking to ensure parents are receiving the most up-to-date, evidence-based advice.
The community feature is free and always will be, and they have 4 stage-based communities where parents can ask questions and support each other through pregnancy, postpartum, infant, toddler, and young child. The support grows with you. You can find your own virtual village, and it's moderated by experts.
So, 1, personalized guidance. Oath matches you with your own care team, a stage based specialist, mental health therapist, and trained parent guide to answer any and all questions 7 days a week, all within one chat, which is incredible. Oath has ancillary care specialists such as sleep and lactation consultants, pelvic floor therapist, and specialists in nutrition, exercise, speech, and early childhood development that are tagged into your chat to specifically answer your questions, and they host weekly calls so that you can receive medical expertise that is paired with wisdom from the other Oath members on the call.
For more information, you can check out the website oathcare.com or download the OathCare app directly from the Apple App Store or Google Play at the link in our bio. Okay, next one, cursing. Do you curse?
Only when I'm really mad.
Yeah, we pretty much don't, but if Mykayla's really mad, which sometimes happens a lot, and I feel like it's only me or Mello that makes you really mad. Maybe sometimes your mom, and sometimes life in general. Not that often, but
Yeah, Jonas will say some once in a while too, but it's rare.
yeah,
But that's only because of me. When I
I'm
first
making
met
fun
him,
of you.
when I first met him, I mean, he's just perfect, okay?
I'm
I'll just say
I'm not
he's
perfect.
And I definitely have gotten him to loosen up a little bit, which I don't think is a good thing, but
I don't
you
curse
do
though.
once in a while you will.
Yeah, tat you to see how you like it,
Well,
and then that helps you work on it. Do you feel like cursing is necessary?
probably not.
Why do you think people curse?
I think some people curse because it's like part of their language.
Yeah, I think it's interesting because a lot of people, I don't kind of grew up like it, grew up speaking like that, and so for a lot of people, it's not even like it's a bad word or a swear word. It's just a word, you know.
But it's also annoying listening to it. Like when people use it in every sentence, I'm like, okay.
Well, that's you with like.
Yeah, true, but it ain't a bad word.
That's true. It could be worse. Yeah, but
Like, who's that podcast you listen to, or he's been working on not trying to cuss?
I don't think that's Gary Vaynerchuk because I don't think he's working on it, but he does cuss a lot.
I don't know. There's a podcast.
Oh!
Joe
I know who you're.
Rogan.
No. It's not Joe
Oh.
Rogan. It's Impulsive. It's one of the hosts on Impulsive. He always, I don't know, always but I was listening to a few episodes in a row, and he was talking about he was trying to work on not cursing, and it wasn't going very well.
Yeah, no, it was not going well.
Yeah, I don't know.
But
I
mean,
think
A for the effort, you know.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, it doesn't offend me if I'm talking to someone that does curse, especially because I know so many people and I've worked with so many people, like great people that do. That's just how they talk, you know. I feel like as like a rule of thumb, it's best to not, just because some people do get offended by it, and it's also, I mean, you don't want kids to hear it, you know.
I also just don't think everyone can pull it off. Like, there's only some people that know how to use it correctly, even though it's a bad word.
Like if you're from New York.
I don't know, but like even being in high school when kids would just cuss because they thought it was a cool thing to do, you're just like, you don't even know how to use it. Just stop talking. Like, I don't know how to explain it.
No, I know what you mean. I
give up.
Yeah, it's definitely controversial though. So Gary Vaynerchuk, he's a public figure. He's like a businessman, marketing guru kind of guy. I don't know if you know who he is. But he's from, shoot, where is he from? I think like New Jersey. I don't know. And the way he talks, he just says that he just grew up like that. That's just how they talk. That's just normal language. And so someone asked him once, like, because he has a podcast, he does a lot of YouTube videos, he's big on social media. Oh, he's from New York, Queens. And so someone asked him, and people ask him all the time, like, Gary, like, how come, like, why do you curse so much? Why don't you make your content clean, you know, for families or for kids or for everyone? And his thing is, he says, because if I did that, it wouldn't be me and it wouldn't be authentic. because he says that's just how I think and that's how I talk. That's how I express myself.
Which makes sense.
Yeah, and so that's totally fine. Like I wouldn't show his podcast to my kids, right? I guess until they're a certain age,
I
but
don't know though. We were like when I was at my gymnastics meet, we were kind of talking because like, growing up and even at championships and classics and whatever, they always have clean music. But then it's just funny because like there's so many kids that listen and watch TikTok and make dances to cuss words and mouth the cuss words that I'm like, what's the point of even taking it out of our music at the meets when all these kids do TikTok dances to it? You know what I mean? So I'm like, well, I don't know. I feel like it's kind of just the norm now, even though like it shouldn't be that way. But
yeah, it is too bad that like, why do we have to have swear words? Why can't all words
we
just
just
be
say
fine?
like frick.
Well, no, not even like why are there bad words? Like why is that like, oh, you shouldn't say that like
Right? And who decided that that word was going to be considered a bad word?
Yeah, that too. That's a good question. Makeup. Is wearing makeup necessary?
I don't think wearing makeup is necessary, but I think it just makes me feel better when I have it on. I know it makes you feel better.
No, I think it's fine. I think it's a tool.
I mean, I seem a little bit more alive. I feel like when I have it because I'm like really pasty and I just like look dead.
You don't look dead. You do get
And
really
if I have
pasty though.
acne, then it's like, ugh.
Yeah. I read somewhere that beards are makeup for guys. Does that make sense?
Makes sense. But you know what I never get?
What?
Is how guys don't have to wear makeup and look so good. But then like girls don't. I mean, some girls are really naturally beautiful and like don't really need makeup. But like I don't get how guys just look so good and they don't need it. Like why can't girls be that way? Is it just because they've made makeup so like we just know what we look like with it?
I think we're just used to it.
Yeah.
I think that's all it is. If we didn't have it, probably wouldn't think that way. But we're just used to it. Do you think the makeup industry is corrupt?
Yeah.
Really? Why? I don't know anything about this.
Well, one, they use crap in our makeup, which has been coming out a lot more. That I mean, kind of everything gives us cancer, but
Yeah.
like they've been putting so much crap in our makeup and like no one's really known about this and it's all these studies are coming out and it's like, dude, that's crazy. And then I just feel like there's so much makeup out there that's just stupid and unnecessary, but then they make us buy it and think that we need it. Like for me, concealer. Like everyone uses it because it's part of their makeup routine. Like to brighten up the under eyes and to cover up like little pimples and whatever you use concealer for. But I've realized when I use concealer, it just like makes me look more cakey and gross. And I'm like, I'm still too young. I don't freaking need concealer. I don't have wrinkles under my eyes or bags. I get if you have like bags and stuff, but like I don't really have all that. And so I just feel like I use stuff that I don't need because the makeup industry is like, oh, you have to do all these steps and all these things. And I don't know. I guess I don't know if that really necessarily goes with makeup being corrupt, but it definitely is a money making machine. That's for sure.
How much is too much makeup? Because there's definitely too much makeup.
When girls look cakey and their eyelashes are like 10 feet off their face and their eyeshadow's like, whoa, like way too much. And like,
Can you feel it when you wear?
Yeah, kind of.
Is it when you wear any amount of makeup or when you wear too much makeup? Like, can you feel it on your face?
Yeah, kind of any time. But like, I don't always really notice it. No.
That would bug me.
It's annoying. It's annoying too because then if you ever
awful.
want to like lay down and take a nap, I'm like, oh, I can't lay my face on my pillow because then it's gonna wipe all my makeup on it.
Well, that's true.
And then like if I'm at places, I'm like, oh, I don't want to mess my makeup up. So if I need to lay down for a few minutes, I'm like trying to find an angle that like doesn't hurt my neck. Kind of annoying.
That's hard for you because you nap all the time.
I know, it's annoying. It's probably why I have that kink in my neck because I'm always like trying not to get my makeup everywhere.
Here's my favorite question. How much do you spend on makeup?
I don't know how much I spend, but
I'll tell you,
dumb.
too much. Would you agree it's too much?
Yes,
Because
makeup's stupid.
well, you don't have to. I'll
But
get
I
these,
do.
like, you'll spend $100 at Sephora, and then 2 days later, you'll spend another $100, and you're like, oh, I
That's
forgot
what I'm
some things.
saying. It's
Like, what?
corrupt.
Well, you
They
don't
make
have
you
to
feel
buy
like you need all
it.
these things. I know. And then half the time I get it and I'm like, this product isn't even good. I gotta go take it back and find something else. Or like the color doesn't match, or my skin's too pasty, and it's like, then if I get a really pasty color, I look even pastier. And like I need a little bit of something with color, but like blends with my skin. Makeup's just rough. I hate it. It's great, but I hate it. I hate putting it on. I hate doing it.
Yeah, it's
Being a
it's a
girl
rough
is
life.
rough.
I
Yeah, I
know,
know.
you say it all the time. Anything else on makeup?
I don't know. Makeup's just, it's fun. I mean, we're girls. We like to dress up. We like makeup. We like to get our hair and nails done. And guys just never understand when we spend so much money, but it's like, it's just what girls need to feel good.
That is
So,
true.
sorry about it.
That's all right. Okay, 2 more. You want to... This next one's controversial because we have different stories. Do you want to dive into, or do you want me to?
You can start.
Okay, kissing on a first date. We did, wasn't planned, and we both point at the other person as who started it.
I mean, we obviously both were feeling it.
Okay, yeah, but so here's the thing. Let's back up. First, is there an expectation to kiss on the first date? I would say probably not.
Yeah, no, I always think it's trashy, but it always happens. So I'm like, it's whatever.
I really didn't when I went on dates.
Unless you're on a date with me.
I guess so. Yeah, cause
No, what happened was.
okay, here it is.
No,
We're diving in.
Jonas and I were getting like hitting it off really well.
Yeah, we had a really good.
Yeah, and then
really
we went
good
to my
date.
dorm.
It wasn't even a date. Well, it was kind of a date, I guess.
Yeah, it was like a date. Then we went to my dorm and we were talking for like hours, probably till like 1, 2 in the morning. And then the next day, Jonas had to go get nose surgery, which if you've listened to our other podcast, we talk about the whole story. So I'm not going to dive into it
It's
now.
another good
but
story.
Anyway, I didn't know he was getting nose surgery. But anyway, I was just like, again, I don't stick up for myself enough. And so, like, I was getting really tired, but I also liked being with him. But I'm like, I'm not going to be like, okay, like, leave now. So we just kept talking and hanging out.
You know the interesting thing about that, before I forget, can I cut you off real quick? Sorry, I know I interrupt you a lot. Now that you mention that, I do remember I felt like the more we hung out, it was like after a few times or a few dates, that's when you would start being like, hey, I need to go to bed. Like, I got practice. And I thought that it meant like you weren't having a good time or you didn't like me as much. But then I realized later it was, oh, you were just more comfortable with me to stand up for yourself, be like, hey, I got to go to bed, that sort of thing.
Yeah, because I'm just tired.
Yeah. Anyways, keep going.
Anyway, and then it was like, he was like, okay, well, I probably need to go. And it was like right before you'd go, like, I like wanted to kiss him, so I was kind of like leaning in, but then like, I was like kind of looking this way because we were about to like get up and go, and then I was like, okay, bye, and then you just came in for it, and so then we were kissing, and we were literally making out for like 2 hours.
It wasn't 2 hours.
Yes, it was. It was
I was
so
trying
long.
to leave.
Yeah, and we just kept kissing,
I
and you
had to
wouldn't
get
let
back.
go.
I
think because I wouldn't let go, you wouldn't let go, and I didn't know what to do, so we just kept kissing.
See, that was the problem.
But also, Jonas had been on a mission for 2 years, and I think he was like, wow, kissing a girl. And to be honest, he was not that good at first.
Thank you.
Sorry, I think it just had been a while, so it was a little awkward.
I was trying to go, for the record.
No, he was not trying to go. He was trying to stay.
I was. I had to
get
it. I only
get
got
to kiss this girl. Ooh.
2 hours of sleep that night.
Well,
because I had to wake up at like 5 a.m.
Well, you seem to enjoy
to
yourself.
go in for surgery.
He was kissing me for like 2 hours straight.
Okay, it was probably like 20 minutes.
I don't know. It felt like a long time. 20 minutes for meeting someone for the first time and kissing them. Usually it's like a couple kisses and like, oh, it was nice meeting you or whatever.
It was probably like 5 minutes.
No, it was fine. I enjoyed it.
The
It
plan
was just
was
funny because I'm like, oh, of course, he comes home from his mission. He's thirsty. Does he even like me? We kissed on the first date, all these things.
and then I didn't talk
Then
to you
he didn't
because
talk to me because he had no
I didn't
surgery,
want you to
but
see me with the yeah.
yeah, and
Yeah,
I asked to
thinking
hang out
back
with him
on
the
it,
next day, and he was like, I'm sick. And I saw in his Snapchat story that he was with his friends, and I'm like, okay, he obviously doesn't like me. I don't even know. This was just
you know what?
really
Those
complicated.
are all red flags to your credit. So
Yeah, I know.
that is pretty. It
So
is
that's why I kind
unfortunate.
of thought I was like, oh, he's one of these guys that you meet on like a dating app, and they just want to hook up and leave, you know?
Yeah, that did work out, unfortunately. Because here's the plan. We had a really good first date. I was gonna leave. You were leaning in,
Okay, well,
so I thought,
kind of, but not
okay.
really.
I didn't even know if
I
we.
literally
Well, here's
turned
the
my
thing.
head and I was like, bye, and you just, psh.
Well, you don't turn your head to say bye like that normally.
No, because I was going to go get up, and I was like, okay, bye. And then I turned, and you're just like right by my face, and we just started kissing.
I don't know if that's how it happened.
Okay,
but
I just remember it because I was like, this is
anyways.
awkward. And I've kissed a lot of guys.
Okay.
Sorry, I'm just
Anyways,
saying.
it was your fault because I was trying to leave. You leaned in. I said, okay, maybe just a quick one. And then you held
It's
me
not a
hostage. Well, that's what I'm
I
saying.
did not hold you hostage.
So that's the story, pretty much. So,
What a time. Did you enjoy it, though? Were you enjoying me?
yeah, it was a good time. I was glad that we kept hanging out after that, too, because
Do you remember what your thoughts were when you were driving home?
no, sorry.
I mean, I
I
don't
was
expect you
probably,
to
I don't know, I
remember,
was
but
probably really tired.
I know, but you're just like, oh, I really like this girl, or like,
Probably. Well, because I told my mom that the next day. Remember, I said,
yeah.
this really cool girl that I met. Do you remember what your thoughts were?
Well, I basically just said them. I'm like, does he like me?
Oh,
Like all these things. And then the next day I was like, oh, I want to see if he wants to hang out with me. And then that whole thing happened. And then another thing that was hard for me was I was like, oh, he is so cute. But like, I just don't know about the height difference. Like, I just don't know if it's going to work, you know? And it worked.
I also thought that, to be fair.
I know where you like, dang, she's really tiny.
Yeah.
She's like an ant. Ant-sized.
Yep. So normally, under normal circumstances, how many dates should you go on before a first kiss?
I mean, if it happens on the first date, it happens. I think if you like genuinely like are really feeling it and it's going good, sure, have a kiss on the first date. But I think it's sweet to at least wait 2 or 3 dates.
That's what I was going to say, 2 or 3.
Yeah.
And I agree. That's always what I plan on.
Mm-hmm.
That's what I was planning on.
Jonas has only kissed 3 girls and 4. Number 4 makes me. So, and he's never had a girlfriend. I was his first girlfriend and his first wife.
Oh,
And
that's cute.
his only.
Am I your first husband?
Yeah.
Do you tell your friends if you get kissed on the first date, or do you keep it to yourself?
Tell my friends. Definitely.
I think
It's like
everyone
the
does.
best part. I'm like, ooh.
How's that?
I kiss this guy. Ooh.
Um,
I'm in love. Ooh. I got butterflies. Ooh.
did you tell your friends that?
I told Emma
How soon?
like the next day, and then I remember I was at her house, and that's when I was like,
Oh,
"Hey,
that's
you want to hang
right.
out?" Because she lived right down the street from you.
Anything else?
No, kissing's good though. I love a good kiss. Jonas doesn't like kissing anymore.
It's
Your
So-
breath stinks.
okay.
Your
I just
lips
say
are
that
gross.
in the winter they do get really chapped. Admit it.
Okay, but still,
it's like
He
sandpaper.
always has an excuse.
No, listen. So this
I'm
is the
tired.
thing. We're actually going to get in on this on next week's, not next week's, but in 2 weeks episode. We're talking about love languages. We took the love language test. We're going to have to take it again because we can't find our results.
I know, but Jonas,
Hold on.
you guys
Hold on.
used to like to kiss me, and now since
No,
we've been
no.
married for a long time,
Let me explain.
it just doesn't care anymore.
We were talking to someone in my family, my aunt, and she's like
therapist, something.
marriage counselor,
Yeah.
something. And so I don't really like. So anyways, we took the love languages test. And for me, physical touch is like 7%, which is really low. It's out of 100. So the other ones took up the rest of it. And Mykayla always complains because she's like, you used to love kissing me when we were dating. But we found out because she was explaining to us that there's like different love phases. And the lovey-dovey phase where you're like that only lasts for like 6 to 18 months.
Mm-hmm.
And then there's like different phases and it's more, like a more lasting type of love relationship. So it's not because I don't like you. I just don't really.
I know, but it's just sad. Can we get that spark again? That like boom boom.
I mean, we
Not
can.
saying we don't have that spark. It just would
It's
be
just
nice
different,
for you
yeah.
to be a little more lovey-dovey sometimes. But
Okay, I'll work on it. I'll try.
mm-hmm.
Okay, last one for today. Fast food. Are you fans of fast food? Do we think we eat too much fast food? Do we think people eat too much fast food?
I think we eat fast food, but like I feel like we don't really eat junk fast food. But I guess all fast food would be considered bad.
I don't know. So
Like I don't eat at like Arby's or Wendy's or McDonald's or all these places. It's more like
I don't like French fries.
the only place I do eat is like the worst places are like In-N-Out and Chick-fil-A.
Mm-hmm. So I don't like French fries, and that's kind of a newer thing. I used to eat French fries. I think just the more I think about French fries, the less I like them, because you realize it's pretty bad for you, and you also realize that it doesn't really taste very good. It's just kind of like mush.
Depends on the fry.
Try eating a French fry without dipping sauce or salt.
Yeah, I don't like.
It's terrible.
Yeah, I don't like it by itself. I have to.
So
have,
you
like,
think
ketchup.
about it, you think about it like that. And it's like, okay, really, what am I eating the French fry for then? To get some ketchup? Ketchup's also gross.
Mm.
So it's like, and then the more I think about that, because I used to eat fries all the time. Anytime I'd go to In-N-Out or Chick-fil-A or any place like that, sure, you don't get fries with my meal.
Mm-hmm.
It's a nice little side. But it's been like the last year, I think, just the more I think about it, first you accept, okay, anything fried isn't good for you. French fries are not good for you, pretty much have no nutritional content. So it's just fluff. And the fried part is just not good for you. And then you realize, okay, ketchup's not good for you. And fry sauce is not good for you. It's pretty much just sugar and high fructose corn syrup. And it doesn't even taste that good. That's the thing. I understand that Oreos are bad for me, but they taste really good. So I'll keep eating them. But the more I think about French fries, the more I realize they're not that good. It's just something to have with your burger because it feels weird to eat a plain burger.
I totally see that, but I still love French fries.
I don't know. If you think about it more, I feel like you'll start, because I cannot like French fries anymore. Thinking about it, it just doesn't make sense. And so now, like when we go to In-N-Out, I'll just get 2 hamburgers, or we go to Chick-fil-A, I'll get 2 sandwiches, or I'll just try and avoid those. It's...
Yeah, I don't like talking about food right now.
Kayla's not feeling so good right now, so we won't talk too much about food. But yeah, we don't really eat a whole ton of fast food. We've always tried to eat healthy in general anyways. I do like Taco Bell, actually. I don't eat there a lot, but Taco Bell is really nice for when you're really hungry and it's like midnight. You can get like the Chalupa Cravings box.
Mm-hmm. I like going to like Zupa's.
I don't know if that's fast food, though. That's more like cafe.
Yeah.
Zupa's is really good. Soup sandwiches, they're pretty healthy. They're pretty good. I definitely think people eat fast food too much
Yeah,
in
it's
general.
just easy, convenient.
Yeah, it's...
Everyone can say that.
Yeah, and it's definitely not good for you. But it's easy. It's convenient.
It's good.
Yeah, for the most part, it tastes good. So...
I mean, we don't cook that much. So...
That's the other thing, too, is we don't cook a lot. And so when we do go out to eat, we try and... We don't really go to sit-down places a ton, but we also don't go to fast food a ton. We go to that middle restaurant where it's like a cafe style.
Mm-hmm.
So like sit down, but like no server. You just order, you pay, they bring you your food. That's our sweet spot because that's usually where you can get higher quality stuff. But I hate having a waiter. That's like one of my biggest pet peeves in the entire world waiting for someone to fill up your water, because I drink a ton of water.
Mm-hmm.
Anyways, that's a little off topic. But yeah, so we don't really eat a ton of fast food. If you had to list top 3 fast food places, though, what would you pick? This is how we'll end it off. Top 3.
Definitely In-N-Out.
Okay.
I don't know. What do I eat? I don't even know.
You like Chick-fil-A.
Sometimes. I'm kind of sick
You
of
like
it.
Five Guys. You don't like Super Chicks.
I don't know. I don't
You don't
eat,
like
I don't
Slim Chickens.
know. I'm just going to
You
stick with...
used to like Panda Express.
Yeah. I'm just going to stick with In-N-Out.
Mykayla's top 3 fast food is In-N-Out. I'm going to go with Chick-fil-A for sure. Super Chicks. It's kind of like an edgy Chick-fil-A. They've got different sandwich flavors, and they've got really good Oreo milkshakes. And then,
I like JCW's.
I do like JCW's, actually. Mostly for their milkshakes, but their food is actually pretty good. But if we're doing all-time top 3, it's got to be Chick-fil-A top. Super Chicks has to be in the top 3. In-N-Out's probably I'll probably put In-N-Out there as well. I give you grief because you make me go to In-N-Out all the time. But I grew up on In-N-Out living in California.
You've liked it more, though, because we don't go as much anymore.
Yeah, it's nice now that you don't want to go every single day.
Mm-hmm.
So those are my top 3. Today's assumption is you actually have a lot more in common than you give yourselves credit for. I'm going to disagree on that. I don't know. What do you think? Not that it's an issue. I just don't think we have a whole lot in common.
Yeah.
I don't know. Maybe it's true.
We have some things for sure, but
we do. Well, but this person's saying you have a lot more in common than you give yourselves credit for. Maybe that is true because we don't give ourselves credit for much. We always say that we're opposites, which we kind of are in some ways, but we also do have... We don't really like the same foods, but we do have some of the same favorite restaurants.
We have a really hard time picking.
Yeah, actually, that's probably not a good example because I was just thinking about fast food because of our last point, but I don't know. This one's tough. What do we have in common? We've both got big personalities.
We're both competitive.
We like sports.
There's things
not
we
really,
could list, but
we're both clean, even though I'm cleaner than you are.
Whatever, you win. I give up.
I don't know. Maybe I'd agree. I'm sure if we sat down, like we don't have the same like interests. You know, we're like, I like watching basketball. You don't really like watching sports. You know, I like playing video games. You don't like playing video games. I like social media marketing and sales and stuff because that's what I do for work. But I don't know. I would agree. I think we probably do. We just need to sit down and talk about it. So,
well said.
Any final thoughts?
No.
So this is Hot Topics Part 1. Next week we're going to finish up Hot Topics Part 2. We've got a few more spicy ones that we'll be talking about. But as always, thank you everybody for tuning in. If you're on Spotify or Apple, don't forget to leave a review. Those mean a lot to us. If you're on YouTube, leave a comment. And we appreciate you guys.
And tell us what hot topics are your favorite.
That's true. We'll catch them on another episode.
Yep. All right, guys. Thanks for tuning in. Love you so much.
See ya Friday.
Bye, guys.
Bye.